If you guys have followed my channel for a while, well, you guys probably would know that I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. It's honestly a show that I love more to watch. I'll probably put it down my top 5 shows of all time, for being honest. Like, number 4, I think I put number 4 actually behind Friends, After Bender, and Survivor. I talk about the show a lot on this channel. While the show definitely isn't perfect by any means in some ways, it's a show that I'm honestly glad I decided to get the chance in 2016 since my family was really into it. It's a show that I have not stopped thinking about since. And recently, the finale of the official finale of season 10 just aired, so I thought it would make sense. So I thought it would make sense for me to do a few Walking Dead related videos. And today I want to discussing all the season finales of the show. All of these finales of the show that have rocked us, hit us, and emotionally gut punched us. Like Walking Dead season finales is known being some of the best parts of Walking Dead, and for good reason. So I figured, hey, why not discuss them? So this is my ranking, but I'm discuss like all of the season 10 season finales of the main show. I'm only discussing the main show here. And whenever the Fear of Walking Dead season 6 ends, I'm gonna do a breakdown on that show. On that as well, on World Beyond as well, and I'll tell you how. I'd actually had fun to do those type of videos, so whenever you watch season 6 ends, I'm going to do a ranking all of those finales as well, and I'm going to discuss how I rank them on the Walking Dead finales. So I hope you'll enjoy this ranking. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what are your thoughts on all these finales down in the comment section below. I am Sarah Warren Wilson Productions, and here's my ranking of all 10 The Walking Dead season finales. Now, by coming in last place by a landslide is Last Day on Earth season 6. This finale has known to be the worst man in the show due to one certain thing, and I realized I don't see why. I mean, I had this very low when I did my season 6 episode ranking, and I just don't see why you watch the episode itself. Because this episode actually has a few good moments. Most of the sweet and touching moment between Eugene and Abraham. It's definitely one of the more touching moments of that season. And it was definitely a great great moment between these two characters who definitely had an interesting relationship throughout the show, and, well, but gone through a lot. So, but aside from that, the episode was kind of just a slog to get through everything again. Everything like get to where it was. It just kind of dragged. It kind of just not really that interesting. And you can finally get the appearance of Negan, who has been referenced throughout the season, and his appearance is also great as well. Then you also got that chief cliffhanger, which is why people really tend to sour on this finale, and I really don't see why. Well, this season in general has been known for having like terrible chief cliffhangers. I mean, sometimes someone has done that, but it's more apparent in this season. They kind of go way too far here, and it ends up really souring people on time. Despite some few good moments and Negan having a great introduction, that cliffhanger really pushes this finale down to last place. It's really in general the only finale of The Walking Dead that I'm just not really a fan of. And now coming in at number 9 on the list, now these finales up forward, I think I still are pretty good or solid at best. Like solid, good to fantastic. That's why I think of pretty much all of these finales. So coming in number 9, we have the season 8 finale, Raft. Now, as not as I mentioned on the channel, season 8 really is probably the worst of the mainline show. Honestly, because it's kind of weak with too many characters and pacing and filler and everything like that. It's just a pretty lacking season, if I'm being honest, and I'm positive I'm not the only one that thinks that. But again, as I mentioned, I also made season 8 ranking. Again, I also mentioned I did also do rankings of episode rankings in all these seasons, except season 10. That's coming very soon if you want to check those out. But this finale was still a little more high up on that because it's definitely one of the better ones. Season 6 is one I wasn't really a huge fan of at first, but it's one I grew a little more appreciation for, honestly. And it's just such a simple finale. It's not really the most impactful finale. It does have a couple of surprising moments, and it does have a couple of cool moments, and the fight between Negan is great. So it's weird that Rick did want to keep Negan for some reason, and everything like that. And can't get why, but at the same time, really. And frankly, but Negan's Slugger split and he's still alive. I mean, because now I'm happy he's still alive, but that's something I always thought was weird, but that's what all I can really say. It's just a solid fun that kind of that was not really worth the 2 seasons worth of build up here in terms of this big whole battle between the saviors and the communities. It's still a solid, fun enough finale. And I'm honestly kind of saying Cindy's my number 8 choice, and that is the first day for the rest of your life, which is the finale of season 7. And I kind of, most my thoughts I see, yeah, I give to here, honestly. Like, you can kind of build up lots of last season, seeing Negan being Negan, and we do get some great battles, especially with Shiva attacking Negan, which was badass or something. And it definitely wasn't a shock that Jadis and her community was going to be like betrayal, and I'm pretty sure that was obvious from the very beginning that her community was actually on Negan's side. I'm pretty sure it was obvious from the very freaking beginning. That also kind of bumped us up to 8, but it was really the action and the fun moments that happened throughout that whole battle is kind of what presses them. And I know it's just solid enough now that that has a little more fun and energy to it, which is why it's higher up in season 8. Now, these next 7 hours of finals I would consider to be probably great to excellent. There might be just a couple things that kind of bring it down, but all the finals I consider to be fantastic all around. So coming in number 7, we have the season 4 finale. Now, I think it also has a bit lower in my Walking Dead season 4 ranking, I believe so. Honestly, and it's still a great episode. The only kind of issue I have with it is kind of the whole ability, the whole Terminus thing, kind of just a bit lacking and not really with all the build up, but it's still a worthy finale with great character moments, great interactions, fun bands between these characters, and a really interesting cliffhanger and everything that's really fun and great to watch, and all these characters finally reunited so long. So yeah, still a great finale that isn't really worth all the Terminus build up, but it's still a great episode nonetheless. Coming in number 6, we have season 3. Welcome to the Tombs. Another great and fantastic finale. Here, that at least one's a little bit more worth all the build-up, such as the governor attacking everybody and wanting to just full scale assault onto the prison. And everyone ended up being impaired and he ended up succeeding, which is actually a very worthy way to end this season, is everyone actually succeeding and actually being happy and actually feeling they can actually relax for once in their lives and all that, and it feels great. And seeing a lot of people end up going to prison, seeing everyone being happy. Of course, obviously it wasn't going to last long, but it's still a pretty worthy finale and all that. Of course, seeing the governor pretty much lose it's also fun as well, so that's pretty much all I can say to it. Another fun and energetic finale. Now, at number 5, we have the first season finale, and that's the season 1, TS19. Around that, I've always grown to appreciate the more I watch it, and one that really sets quite a lot of the tone of what's come later on in the show. And we get a lot of great moments here, seeing everyone getting locked up here, that this place that ends up going to explode and everything, and then see great moments where Angel wants to stay and get killed, but Zero doesn't want to. Shane kind of hints out that Shane kind of loses his mind and wanting to just have something to Lori and everything, and then when we see that guy whispering Rixie about the whole virus stuff, which is really why Rick never actually said anything about it, but it still leads to some very interesting tension and emotional impact when it does happen. And it's also a pretty emotional episode that has great stakes, great tension, great character moments, and just an all-around impactful ending. Now at number 4, we have the season 9 finale, The Storm. Again, it was so surprising how amazing season 9 ending is. It's a season I've grown to appreciate the more I think about it. And Chanel is the one that's definitely something I definitely grow to more appreciate. I definitely was one of the combo 4, which is probably my favorite episode of that season, but it's definitely up there. And I know that episode that really isn't like the most like life-changing finale, but it still leaves a great impact on this, as it leaves on the events that happen in combo 4 in a very interesting way. Seeing Linda wanting to kill herself, thinking she was the cause of problems for everything that's going on, and Carol ending up stopping her. I feel like that scene between her and Carol was pretty emotional, and then seeing Negan actually risk his life to try to save Judith, it's pretty much that Negan really has gone a long way since his initial run on the show. And even Michonne being grateful for it is also a pretty interesting thing as well. of course, Judith really showing her greatness as an actress as well, and the whole Karen Ezekiel thing for Carol something about Henry end up not picking up Ezekiel. It's all pretty emotional and impactful stuff, and it's an all around impactful finale that really leaves a lot of emotion and a lot of gratefulness, and it has a lot of great character moments, a lot of great zombie moments as well, all great badass moments, but moments that really hit on the heartstrings. Now coming in number 3, we have season 2, Beside the Dying Fire. Yeah, this is also kind of rammed out to the aftermath of the whole Shane situation, where basically we're getting behind the killer Shane and everything, which is easily not an amazing episode, but this finale is still an impactful one as well. Of course, to me about Rick Sean having a basically unlimited ammo shotgun, which is pretty hilarious if you think about it. But inside that, this finale is so powerful. I mean, Ham Zombie is pretty much just grabbed the form and everything, and some of the characters end up dying in the result, which leaves emotion to everybody. You get a lot of great character moments, especially from Glenn and Mackie. We get a lot of impactful moments between a lot of characters as well. We get a lot of badass action, a lot of tension, and also get the first appearance of Michonne saving her, which is, again, her having those 2 zombies is just like, who is this character? Knowing that she'll become a pretty important figure later on, but I think a lot of time people are like, oh my god, who in the hell is this character? And of course, the whole ending sequence as well. Of course, we'll basically end up feeling what happened, and the feeling about the zombie thing, and the child in the prison. Like, this is always going to be a top tier finale for me, and this is definitely a what makes the finale so great, especially on this show. Now, before we get to my top 2, guys, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more content like this, and I would personally love to know how would you rank all of the Walking Dead finales down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on these finales? What do you feel about them, and what are your thoughts on the show as well? Let me know what I would like to look on. I do plan eventually doing one on a ranking of the mid-season premieres and the premieres as well, and even cover Walking Dead late content. Let me know what others you want me to do down in the comment section below. Okay, now coming in number 2, which may surprise some extent. I actually had it as a number 1 in my Walking Dead best episode list. But yeah, the reason I decided to do those update rankings because I really wasn't really proud of this. This kind of one of those last minute kind of things that I definitely feel those. And season 10 also kind of changed a lot up so drastically. Yeah, but coming in number 2 for me is the season 5 finale, Conquer. Again, I originally had this was actually number 1, I believe, on my best Walking Dead episode list. It definitely was kind of silly on that. I really wasn't feeling proud of that list, and again, season 10 kind of just changed all of that for me, but just the reason why I wanted this to be a top tier episode. I mean, I've seen the episode, I mean, it's truly an impactful finale that brings a lot of stuff that's been building up throughout the season since the Stone Patrol, the Alexandria stuff that's going on. With the last episode, you see kind of Rick and Pete having the game, so like a big fight and everything, and they want to, if they should expel Rick, and then you see everyone really praising Rick about everything he has done for everybody, which shows that they do have a lot of respect for him. They also get some retention between Glenn and Nicholas and everything, where Nicholas obviously still upset about Nicholas what happened to Noah, and a couple episodes later where he ended up killing Noah. Well, intentionally ended up killing Noah. Like, oh my god. My god, and you also get like a moment, get Aaron get it, also ended up being Morgan, who kind of hinted at for the rest of the season, reunited with Rick as well, and then you see Rick on the zombies and all that, and of course you get the whole him trying to be like, hey, he shouldn't be here, and he accidentally killed Dina's husband. Of course you get the iconic moments. Rick, do it. Rick? Like, so iconic, like, truly, how you do an emotionally impactful finale. And Final Fantasy Big actually coming in number 1 on this ranking is the recent season 10 finale, Here's Negan. Yeah, I'm just surprised you're on that. I'm just surprised you're on it. It's interesting. If I were to include the episode 16 finale, A Certain Doom, it also probably would have been just like number 3 and number 4 on this ranking. like if there was the Fish and I probably would include at number 4 on this ranking, and probably the Conquer probably would number 1 honestly. But I actually had to think about this actually, but in the end, I decided I had to include Heath Negan at number 1 on this ranking. Like, this possibly now been my favorite episode of the entire show, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it's only gonna be a great episode. It's a Negan backstory episode. Like this episode, how Here's Negan is actually a backstory on Negan. But man, this episode really had like a ton of breaks. Like, those that really always want a backstory on Negan, you pretty much got that here, and it's not was better than I actually anticipated. And one is really how they implement the flashbacks here, how they implement everything that's going on with Negan, still kind of feeling shade towards Maggie and everything, and you can get an interesting scene where you see him hallucinate or how he originally was, which is that he really does feel terrible about who he was originally. And you get a flashback with the character's wife, Lucille, who has been hinted at and mentioned who has been hinted and mentioned ever since his introduction, and he's also played by Haley Burton, who is actually Jeff D. Morgan's real life partner. And that makes the chemistry a lot more natural and real. And honestly, I'm not sure how some people feel about them trying to like redeem Negan and them trying to make him more like a good person now, but honestly, I thought it all really worked. Because they actually felt more naturally. It felt just like right away, like they did with Dwight in season 5 of The Walking Dead. Negan, like this is kind of some people were still very doubtful of the characters. So he did a lot of terrible things, so it's understandable. But his path to redemption really has been a compelling one, and it's all full display here. A lot of stuff happens to his character in the past, but makes you feel more about his character so emotionally and so impactfully. The chemistry she has with Lucille is great. She's also this episode pretty much has Negan a lot more. Like, I've always loved Negan, but this honestly made him a true top tier character. Like, whenever I do an update list on my favorite Walking Dead character, I expect him to be very high up on the list after this episode. That's how good this episode is. And again, Jeffrey Morgan also delivering a phenomenal, probably his best performance as his character as well. For some, I think he's always just a very hammy actor. This displays the emotion that great actor that I feel like he's always been. The heart and passion he brings to this character here is amazing. The storytelling here is fantastic. The moments that happen here make you feel him more amazing. And it makes you really think again in a very different way. It makes you want to look back at him and it's like, man, that guy really come a long way. Well, he definitely actions aren't really excusable at spiciness. It makes you more understanding of who he is as a character. And that ending shot, yeah, I don't think I need to say more why Here's Negan is my number 1 favorite season finale in the entire Walking Dead. Like, I'm just as surprised as you are. I wasn't saying that, but here we are.